Good morning, everybody. Today, let us continue our discussion with some more problems. The question says, the magnetic susceptibility of a material of rod is $499. If the permeability of vacuum is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. The absolute permeability of the material of the rod is, this is a question given in 2003 EAMCET. Here, as per the question, if you see the data, the magnetic susceptibility of a material, they gave chi value 499. Permeability of vacuum or free space, mu naught value they gave 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. Now, the absolute permeability of the material is, you know that, what is the relationship between chi and mu naught? What is the relationship between chi and mu naught? Based on that, we have to solve the question. The relationship is 1 plus chi is equal to mu r. 1 plus chi is equal to mu r. Mu r is relative permeability, permeability of the medium to permeability of free space. So 1 plus 499 is equal to permeability of the medium by permeability of free space, 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Permeability of the medium is equal to 500 into 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. So it is 5 fours are 2000 into pi into 10 power minus 7, or 2 pi into 10 power minus 4 Henry per meter. 2 pi into 10 power minus 4 Henry per meter is the permeability of the material of the rod. Very, very simple. EAMCET questions are direct, single concept oriented questions. The main formula in this question is 1 plus chi is equal to relative permeability. By knowing that, we can do the solution. Very simple. Let me discuss the next question. The next question is also very simple. The question: two small magnets each of magnetic moment each of magnetic moment 10 ampere meter square are placed in end-on position end-on position 0.1 meter apart, 0.1 meter apart from their centers. The force between them is this is the question. Solution. First of all, let us understand the question. Two small magnets, each of magnetic moment 10 ampere meter square, are placed in end-on position 0.1 meter apart from their centers. So this is one bar magnet, this is another bar magnet. The separation, this is like north, south. Separation between the two magnets is suppose D. The first one is having magnetic moment M1, the second one is having magnetic moment M2. As per Coulomb's law, we studied force between two poles of pole strengths M1 and M2 separated by distance D as F is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into M1 M2 by D square. But here they did not give isolated magnetic poles, they gave magnetic dipoles. Now we require the expression for force between these two bar magnets of magnetic moments M1 and M2 when they are separated by a distance D. So do you know the formula for this? Otherwise, are you able to derive the formula? Let us check. I will give you the formula directly, then you tell me the answer, and later we will try to derive the formula also. The formula for this question is F is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into 6 M1 M2 by R power 4 or D power 4. The distance is R, D or R, you can take anything. So if you know the formula, the solution is very simple. This is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 by 4 pi, that into 6 into 10 into 10, separated by 0.1 meter, so 0.1 power 4. So 4 pi gets cancelled. It becomes 6 into 10 power minus 5 into, this is 10 power minus 1 whole power 4 minus 4. So it becomes 10 power plus 4. So it is 0.6 newtons. Answer is very simple, 0.6 newtons. Now my question is, how do you get this formula? How do you get this formula? That is important. How to get that formula? You try to get it, otherwise I will explain in the next video. In this problem, when two magnets sharp magnets are coaxial. Then this is the formula. When two magnets are coaxial, the force between them is given by this formula. When the two magnets are broadside on position, that means one magnet is like this, north to south, another magnet is like this, north to south, separated by certain distance d, like this. D or R, anything you can take. Then the force between them is given by mu naught by 4 pi into 3m by d cube, 3m1 m2 by d power 4, 3m1 m2 by d power 4 or r power 4. These two note points you should remember from this formula, from this problem. Next problem. The question is like this: calculate Earth's magnetic field at a place where angle of dip delta is 60 degrees and horizontal component of earth magnetic field is horizontal component of B is 0.3 Gauss. Solution is very simple. The solution: we are given angle of dip 60 degrees, horizontal component of earth magnetic field 0.3 Gauss. Horizontal component means B cos delta. B cos delta is equal to 0.3 G. That implies 0.3 is equal to B cos 60. Then B is equal to 0.3 by cos 60. 0.3 by 1 by 2. 0.6 Gauss. Very simple solution it is. Next question. The question is very simple. The vertical component of earth magnetic field is root 3. Vertical component of earth magnetic field is root 3 times the horizontal component. What is the value of angle of dip? This is the question. Solution is simple. You are given that vertical component of earthomagnetic field is √3 times of horizontal component. So vertical component is B cos delta. Vertical component is B sin delta is equal to √3 times B cos delta. B gets cancelled. Tan delta is equal to √3. Tan delta is equal to √3. That is tan 60 degrees. That implies angle of dip is 60 degrees at that place. Very, very simple questions they are. In the similar connection, we will do one more question. The question says, magnetic needle bracket lo compass points 3.5 degrees west of geographic north. Another needle free to rotate in vertical plane parallel to magnetic meridian has its north tip pointing down at (18 degrees with the horizontal. The magnitude of horizontal component of earthomagnetic field at the place, that means BH value they gave 0.40 Gauss. What is the magnitude of earthomagnetic field at that place? They are asking B value. Net magnetic field at that place we need to calculate. In bracket they gave sin 18 degrees is equal to 0.95. Sin 18 degrees is equal to 0.31. Cos 18 degrees is equal to 0.95. This is the question given to us. Once you read the question, If you get the clarity about the question, then you can do the solution in a simple way. As per the question, a magnetic needle points 3.5 degrees west of geographic north. Another needle free to rotate in vertical plane parallel to magnetic meridian has its north tip pointing down at 18 degrees with the horizontal. Okay. Now we need to solve this question. We need to solve this question. Suppose this is a needle having north and south. This angle they gave 18 degrees. This angle they gave 18 degrees. This is horizontal level. As per the question, horizontal component of earth magnetic field they gave it as 0.4 Gauss. That is nothing but B cos delta. They gave B cos delta value. Here with magnetic meridian, this is magnetic meridian. This is geographic meridian. Angle between these two. Here, these are geographic directions: east, west, north, south. First magnetic needle, nothing but compass needle, makes 3.5 degrees west of geographic north. First needle is 3.5 degrees west of geographic north. This is the north and south of the needle you considered. The second needle, which is free to rotate in vertical plane, it is tilted itself such that the north pole of the tip is pointing 18 degrees down with the horizontal. 18 degrees down with the horizontal. So, from this entire discussion, I may conclude that angle of dip delta is equal to 18 degrees. If angle of dip is 18 degrees, then 0.4 is equal to B cos 18 degrees. B into cos 18 value they gave it as 0.95 is equal to 0.4. Then B is equal to 0.4 by 0.95, that is 0.42 Gauss. So this is the solution for the question. But only one difficult point to understand from the discussion is the angle of dip is 18 degrees. How do you know? How to calculate angle of dip? Angle of dip is the angle between magnetic meridian and resultant magnetic field direction. Suppose Resultant magnetic field is in this direction, hence the needle is tilting itself like this. It is making an angle 18 degrees with horizontal. Horizontal means which is parallel to magnetic meridian. Therefore, the angle made with the resultant magnetic field vector with the magnetic meridian is called, in magnetic meridian with horizontal is called angle of dip. So, we can identify that 18 degrees as angle of dip, and we solved this problem. Next question. A ship is to reach a place 20 degrees south of west. In what direction should it be? Steered. If the angle of declination at that place is 16 degrees west. This is the question. Once you read the question clearly, a ship is to reach a place 20 degrees south of west. In what direction should it be steered if the angle of declination at that place is 16 degrees west? So it's a simple question. We should understand the directions clearly. First, let me draw the directions. Solution. Suppose this is geographic north. NG stands for geographic north. Then this is geographic equator. Or equatorial plane, anything you can take. Now, you know that geographic equator and magnetic equator, geomagnetic equator. This is geomagnetic equator. Both are inclined to one another at around 16 degrees. How do you know? We know that geographic axis and geomagnetic axis. Nearer to geographic north, geomagnetic south will be there. The angle of separation between these two is 16 degrees. Obviously, their equators are also separated by 16 degrees to one another. Now, our ship want to move from this point O in a direction like this. This direction is, you know the geographic directions, east, west, north, south. The ship is to reach a place 20 degrees south of west, like this. It is the south side of west. With respect to west, it has to move through 20 degrees angle. This is the ship direction. Ship should move in that way. in what angle it should be steered if the angle of declination at a place is 16 degrees west. In question itself they gave angle of declination. Angle of declination means angle between geographic meridian and geomagnetic meridian. Angle between geographic meridian and geomagnetic meridian, nothing but angle between geographic axis and geomagnetic axis, or angle between geomagnetic equator and geographic equator, whatever it is, that is angle of declination. So angle of declination is like this, angle through which it need to move is like this. Okay. Now let us go to the solution. It should be steered at what angle? At what angle means? This angle will be 4 degrees. This angle will be 4 degrees. So you already know that this angle is 90. So our compass needle will be in this direction. Hence we should say the direction through which the ship has to be steered with respect to geomagnetic axis. So the ship should be steered at an angle 90 plus 4 degrees. 90 degrees plus 4 degrees. That is 94 degrees. 94 degrees west of north. Like this, west of north. We should measure the angle from geomagnetic axis because compass needle will be in geomagnetic axis direction. Otherwise, so as per this is east, this is west. As for geomagnetic axis, the directions of east and west are like this. So 4 degrees south of west. 4 degrees south of west. Otherwise the angle should be 4 degrees south of west. If I speak with respect to geomagnetic equator, 4 degrees south side of west. If I speak about geomagnetic axis, it should be 94 degrees west of north with respect to geomagnetic axis. This is with respect to geomagnetic equator. That is the solution for the question. The question says the true value of dip at a place is 30 degrees. The vertical plane carrying needle the vertical plane carrying needle is turned through is turned through 30 degrees from magnetic meridian. Calculate apparent value of angle of dip. Calculate apparent value of angle of dip. Now, as per the question, the true value of angle of dip at a place is 30 degrees. The vertical plane carrying needle is turned through 30 degrees from magnetic meridian. The vertical plane carrying needle is turned through 30 degrees from magnetic meridian. So this is the original meridian, magnetic meridian. Now the new meridian is like this, new meridian. This angle they gave 30 degrees. Earlier the needle is in this direction. Now you rotated the needle. Now the needle is showing its deflection in this new plane, that is new meridian plane. Magnetic meridian is the direction of horizontal component of magnetic field. Magnetic meridian gives the direction of horizontal component of magnetic field. Now I need apparent dip at that place. As we discussed in the regular teaching class about a dip circle, tan of apparent dip is equal to tan of real dip by cos alpha. This formula we derived from discussion of dip circle. Once you go through that concept, then you will come to learn this formula. Here this is the value of alpha. Now tan 30 by cos 30. That is 1 by root 3 by root 3 by 2. So tan delta A is equal to 2 by 3. Apparent dip value is tan inverse 2 by 3. Once you read the concept of dip circle and apparent dip, dip circle and apparent dip, from this discussion, this is the relationship between apparent dip and real dip. So by knowing the formula, the solution is very simple.